Life will never be the same again, Salisbury poisoning police officer speaks as he leaves hospital as judge hears spy's daughter briefly came round after attack, but she and her father may now never recover. DS Nick Bailey has been discharged from hospital after being victim of poisoning. Meanwhile, a judge has said blood should be taken from the unconscious Skripals. DS Bailey said he was overwhelmed by events, while his wife said he was a hero. The Skripals may never fully recover their mental capacity after the poisoning. A second police officer investigating the attack is also being treated in hospital. The hero police officer, who was left in critical condition after the Salisbury poisoning, has said his life will never be the same again after he was discharged from hospital today. Speaking about the incident for the first time, Detective Sergeant Nick Bailey, 38, said he has been overwhelmed by events since he was rushed into care following his exposure to the nerve agent Novichok on March 4. DS Bailey had rushed to provide assistance to Sergei Skripal, 66, and his daughter Yulia, 33, in Salisbury. According to the Times, it is claimed Yulia briefly regained consciousness after being rushed into hospital along with her father. Upon DS Bailey's release from hospital, Chief Constable of Wiltshire Police Care Pritchard described the experience of his officer as completely surreal. Reading a statement on behalf of DS Bailey, Mr. Pritchard said, "I recognize that normal life for me will probably never be the same, and Sarah and I now need to focus on finding a new normal for us and for our children." It comes as doctors were granted permission to take blood samples from the unconscious Sergei Skripal and daughter Yulia, who a judge said may never regain full mental capacity. In his statement, DS Bailey went on, "People ask me how I am feeling, but there are really no words to explain how I feel right now." He added, "I have spent all my time since the incident really focusing on trying to get better and trying not to think about anything else. But as I have begun to feel better, I have become aware of the widespread and enormous attention this whole incident has attracted. I find this really overwhelming. I am just a normal person with a normal life, and I don't want my wife, children, family or I to be part of that attention. I do hope the public can understand that." In a separate statement, DS Bailey's wife Sarah said that her hero husband's poisoning had been the most traumatic event of our life. She added, "It feels like our world has been turned upside down in a really short space of time. I am so grateful for the support from our immediate family and friends, and the police family liaison officers through this last few weeks. I really don't know how I would have coped without them." Nick doesn't like the term hero, but he has always been a hero to me and our children. Chief Executive of Salisbury NHS Foundation Trust Cara Charles Barks, who also spoke at the press conference outside Salisbury District Hospital today, said that for reasons of patient confidentiality there would be no further discussion of DS Bailey's condition. She also said the Skripals remained in a critical but stable condition. She added, "It feels like our world has been turned upside down in a really short space of time. I am so grateful for the support from our immediate family and friends, and the police family liaison officers through this last few weeks. I really don't know how I would have coped without them." "Nick doesn't like the term hero, but he has always been a hero to me and our children." Chief Executive of Salisbury NHS Foundation Trust Charles Barks, who also spoke at the press conference outside Salisbury District Hospital today, said that for reasons of patient confidentiality there would be no further discussion of DS Bailey's condition. She also said the Skripals remained in a critical but stable condition. They were both in a physically stable condition and were being treated on the basis they would wish to be kept alive, the consultant said, according to Williams' ruling at the London's Court of Protection, which makes decision over the welfare of people who are unable to do so themselves. The precise effect of their exposure on their long-term health remains unclear, albeit medical tests indicate that their mental capacity might be compromised to an unknown and so far unascertained degree, Williams said in his judgment. Mr. Justice Williams, who is based in the Family Division of the High Court in London, announced his decision today after analysing the case at a private hearing earlier this week. He said doctors at Salisbury NHS Foundation Trust could provide blood samples to the Organisation for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, OPCW. He also said trust bosses could also provide copies of medical notes to the OPCW. The judge said he had concluded that such moves were in the best interests of Mr. and Ms. Skripal. During the later press conference outside Salisbury District Hospital today, meanwhile, Wiltshire Police Chief Constable Kyer Pritchard read a short statement from DS Bailey. Police in gas masks start to remove their protective overalls at Ashley Wood Recovery in Salisbury, where the car belonging to former Russian spy Sergei Skripal plus 20. The officer said, "Some days we've had about 300 messages from officers, the wider police family and the public. The level of support has been unbelievable, and I've tried to respond to what I can, but I want to say I have really appreciated every single message." He added, "All the stories of community spirit from the local businesses providing food and hot drinks to the officers standing for endless hours on the cordons, to the members of the public just showing their support for our work have been quite simply overwhelming to hear about. I want to pay tribute and give my absolute and heartfelt thanks to the staff of Salisbury District Hospital. The care I have received from the medical staff has been simply outstanding from day one, from the man that cleans the floor to the doctors giving the treatment. They have all been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you just doesn't seem enough and just doesn't convey the gratitude I feel for what they have done for me." He added, "I want people to focus on the investigation, not the police officer who was unfortunate enough to be caught up in it." The ruling came as it emerged a second police officer who is investigating the Salisbury nerve agent attack is being treated in hospital for suspected poisoning. The uniformed PC is understood to have developed minor symptoms, including skin irritation, and is receiving treatment as an outpatient. He is said to have come into contact with an object that possibly had secondary contamination.